I think. Where did I do? I think maybe I did 401s. I lost one. I did yours, Steve. I lost it. Huh? It did. It does. Damn. This is yours, right? No?
Yeah, well.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so on Steve's the top part, and let me shoot. I put these in a new place. I will add the link back in, but let me show what Steve's done. This is what I was thinking he could do. So he's got a bunch of annotations, and they're all tagged to linking, tagging, listing, transcluding. So let's make some use of that so that we could organize his work. And now I've organized them by the practice that they're tagged to. Okay, and you've done this. This is like the same thing you did with dogs. You do each practice, and then under linking, you go and find each tiddler that's tagged to linking. Okay. I misled you a little bit when I suggested you create annotations by tagging it to a paragraph. It's really hard to get back to that paragraph and make a link to that specific paragraph because there's no reciprocal linking because we didn't build that in. So I had to do some little semi-creative code in Steve's to make that work. Can't remember how we did it. It's right here. I went and got a list of all the tags that Steve has for each one of his tiddlers. And I knew if I sorted them, that the first one would be the numeric one. So that's a really lame way of doing it. Okay. So, and there's a way if you look at, so you get a list of the filter, the current tiddler, you take a list of all of its tags, you sort them, and then you take the first one or the last one. But in this case, we want the first one, and that gave me the name of his paragraph that he had annotated. So that was really a lazy but effective way of working it because he didn't quite have the right, when we built those annotations, we didn't keep track of where they were coming from. But this is not a bad approach because now he's got a little bit of an essay about linking, about listing, about tagging, about templating, about transclusion. So now we're beginning to see Steve's thinking about those 5 variables and or those 5 characteristics. So that was pretty cool. Can't believe I lost the links to that. Shannon McCall. You can begin. I'm starting to write some comments. Looks like she kept her. I did the same kind of thing with her. It's almost the same idea. And you can look at the code. It's roughly very similar. She was, many of you are missing that tag. Like if you have linking and tagging and transcluding, they need to have a common tag so you can find them. That's the key. They need, right? You need a group tag, and then 5 things tagged to that so you can find all the things that are tagged to hypertextual practices. In this case, it was practices. So same kind of thing that she did. Then I did one more. I think Sean Hallenbach. He actually annotated an article. Some of you are still back in annotating articles, and I just ran it in tabs. Have you folks played with tabs yet? So pretty straightforward. just the word tabs as a macro and then a filter for tags, and it just puts them across the top. And that's an interesting way to present information as well. So you might play with tabs. Tabs are kind of fun to play with. And here, Sean was one of who, this was his original paragraph, and he bracketed the word ontology because he thought it would be useful to look it up. And so I went and found the words that were bracketed and put them ahead. So now, in a sense, all of the words that he's got those definitions right above his text. So he's adding his notes into his text. So this is a really useful technique, because what it shows you is you take an original text, this essay on documents, and he adds data to it from outside sources and then writes it inside that text. So that's another way of learning. This is an example, like from that essay. Like, here's an example of how you might use hypertextual practices to help students learn, to help people learn and engage with the text. So my sense is that he came across this word folksonomy. I don't know what that is. He goes and looks it up, and he keeps his definitions in his notes, in his original text. So yeah, those are the critiques that I did that I wanted to draw your attention to. So I'm going to stop so that I have a chance to work with each of you as your different places.